Close your eyes and imagine two fighters preparing to move, not with speed alone, but with intention so deep it echoes through centuries. One sinks low, spine coiled like a spring, fingers curled into claws, eyes locked with the stillness of a predator waiting in tall grass. The other bounces lightly on the balls of his feet, heels never touching, shoulders loose, weight shifting like wind over water. One is channeling the spirit of a tiger, the other is calculating angles like a mathematician with gloves. This isn't just movement, it's philosophy in motion. Kung Fu animal stances versus boxing footwork. One seeks harmony with nature, the other mastery over geometry. In traditional Kung Fu, especially styles like Hung Gar or Shaolin, stances aren't just positions, they're living postures infused with the essence of animals. The horse stance builds unshakable roots, thighs burning like forge fire, teaching patience and structural integrity. The crane stance balances on one leg, light and evasive, embodying grace and precision, ideal for deflecting attacks and striking vital points. The tiger stance crouches low, hands ready to rip, channeling raw power and aggression. The leopard explodes from stillness with coiled speed. The snake flows without resistance, slipping through defenses like water through fingers. Each stance is a lesson, not just in fighting, but in embodying a way of being. You don't just do the stance, you become the animal. And in that transformation, you access instincts deeper than thought. Now watch a boxer. No animal mimicry, no symbolic postures, just pure, ruthless efficiency. His footwork is built on three sacred principles: angle, distance, and rhythm. He glides in an L step to cut off the ring. He pivots on his lead foot to slip a hook and fire a counter. He uses the pull step to retreat while staying balanced, never crossing his feet, never flat-footed. Every movement serves one goal: land punches while avoiding them. There's no poetry in his shuffle, only physics. His stance is narrow, upright, optimized for lateral mobility, not rooted power. He doesn't root like a tree. He floats like a ghost, always ready to dart in or out. In boxing, stillness is death. Motion is survival. Here is the haunting paradox. Kung Fu stances often look static, but they recharge with potential energy like a bow drawn to its limit. Boxing footwork looks frantic, but it's deeply controlled. Every step rehearsed thousands of times until it becomes instinct. One trains to absorb force through structure, the other trains to avoid force through evasion. And the training reflects it. A Kung Fu student might hold the horse stance for 30 minutes, trembling, sweat pooling at his feet, learning to breathe through pain and still the mind. A boxer spends hours on the ladder drill, weaving in and out of tiny squares, sharpening neural pathways for split-second directional changes. One builds internal fortitude, the other hones external reflexes. Even their relationship with the ground differs. Kung Fu practitioners press down, into the earth, to generate power from the legs up through the spine, like a wave rising from the ocean floor. Boxers stay light, on the balls of their feet, to stay mobile, because in boxing the fight is won in the inches between fighters, not in brute force from the hips. But don't mistake Kung Fu for impractical. In real combat, those stances transition fluidly, horse to bow arrow, crane to dragon, creating unpredictable angles that confuse opponents. Meanwhile, boxing footwork, though linear, is deceptively versatile. A slight angle shift can turn a missed jab into a liver shot setup. The ultimate difference? Kung Fu stances prepare you for a world where combat is holistic: striking, grappling, joint locks, even spiritual resilience. Boxing footwork prepares you for one truth: if you can't hit without being hit, you lose. So, which is superior? That depends on the battlefield. In a chaotic street encounter with multiple attackers, the rooted stability and 360-degree awareness of Kung Fu stances might save your life. In a ring with one opponent and 3-minute rounds, the boxer's footwork will keep him alive long enough to land the knockout. But perhaps the deepest truth lies here. The Kung Fu practitioner moves to become something greater than himself. The boxer moves to outthink his enemy. One dances with tigers, the other calculates the perfect step. And in the silence between breaths, both are deadly.